At 46, Craig Melvin is known for steadiness, calm delivery, measured reactions, the kind of presence that doesn't inflame, doesn't speculate, doesn't unravel, which is why what he reportedly shared on Sunday, February 8th, 2026, feels less like gossip and more like something deeply human, not a televised confession, not a dramatic, on-air reveal, just a private conversation among longtime colleagues reflecting on what they've witnessed as Savannah Guthrie navigates her mother's disappearance. According to those present, Craig didn't speak about headlines or negotiations. He spoke about something quieter, the lifelong bond between Savannah and her mother, Nancy, and how that bond might explain the composure the public sees and the pressure few can see. His reflections weren't accusatory, they weren't sensational, they were protective, and perhaps, in their own way, deeply compassionate. A daughter raised to be unbreakable. Craig reportedly described Savannah as someone shaped by high expectations from an early age. Not harshness, not cruelty, but a belief that strength was the highest virtue. He shared an old story. Savannah once told him about choosing law school over an early journalism job after her mother encouraged her to aim higher. She never framed it as pressure. She framed it as belief, as love expressed through challenge. But Craig admitted he sometimes sensed something layered beneath that pride, an unspoken fear of falling short. According to him, Savannah learned early that showing up prepared, composed, and capable wasn't optional. It was the standard. Over time, that standard became second nature. The public sees confidence. Colleagues see discipline. Craig suggested what we might also be seeing now is the natural extension of that upbringing. A woman determined not to collapse, even when the ground beneath her has shifted, composure under fire. Since Nancy's disappearance, Savannah's public appearances have been steady, deliberate, controlled. In her family's video statements, her voice has remained level, her words measured. Some viewers have commented on that composure, questioning how someone in such pain can remain so poised. Craig reportedly offered a different lens. Perhaps this isn't detachment, perhaps it's training. A lifetime of learning that emotion should be managed, especially in crisis. He reflected that Savannah approaches even personal anguish the way she approaches live television. Prepared, structured, focused on clarity. Gratitude first, facts second, request last. That order isn't accidental. It mirrors how she was raised to handle challenge, with dignity before desperation. Craig's point wasn't that this is wrong, only that it may come at a cost few recognize. Love and expectation entwined one theme. Craig reportedly returned to was how love and expectation can become intertwined in powerful ways. Nancy, by all accounts, adored her daughter, encouraged her, believed in her fiercely. But belief can feel like pressure when someone internalizes it deeply. Craig suggested Savannah may still carry an internal voice, urging her to be strong, to be precise, to fix what can be fixed, even now, even in unimaginable circumstances. He described it not as fear of punishment, but fear of disappointment. A daughter wanting to remain worthy in her mother's eyes. Whether that perception is fully accurate is something only Savannah and Nancy could truly define. But Craig's observation offered empathy rather than criticism. He sees a woman trying to honor the standards she grew up with. While facing a crisis, no standard can truly prepare someone for the "we will pay" moment. When Savannah publicly stated, "we will pay," the words reverberated nationwide. Craig reportedly watched that clip with a complicated mix of admiration and concern. Not because of the decision itself, but because of the delivery, clear, unwavering, almost courtroom steady. He interpreted it as instinct. A woman trained to speak firmly, not emotionally, to state terms rather than plead. Craig emphasized that this wasn't performance for cameras. It was reflex, the reflex of someone taught that control equals survival. He reflected that perhaps Savannah believes strength might somehow influence outcomes, that composure is contribution, that if she handles this correctly, she is doing her part. It's not about suppressing grief, it's about channeling it into action. And action, in this moment, may feel like the only thing within reach. The private Savannah Craig reportedly also spoke about who Savannah is off camera. A mother who is softer with her own children, more openly affectionate, more permissive with emotion, he interpreted that as growth, perhaps even healing. A conscious choice to create space for vulnerability that she herself didn't always allow. That contrast matters. It suggests Savannah is not unaware of the weight of expectation. She simply carries it differently. Craig noted that even in private moments of stress over the years, Savannah rarely complained about her mother's standards. Instead, she spoke of them with reverence, as guiding principles, as armor. Now, that armor is visible again. The difference is that this time, the battle is personal, not professional. And armor, while protective, can also be heavy. Grief in real time. Craig reportedly shared something simple but profound. He has never seen Savannah look quite this alone. Not because she lacks support, but because she may feel responsible in a way few others can understand. Children of strong parents often internalize the belief that they must match that strength in return. When crisis strikes, they double down, not crumble. Craig's reflections suggest Savannah is fighting on two fronts, seeking her mother's safe return while also fighting an internal narrative about what a strong daughter should look like. That dual pressure can be exhausting. And yet, from the outside, all we see is steadiness. It's a reminder that composure is not the absence of pain. Sometimes it is pain, carefully contained. Compassion over speculation. It's important to approach reflections like Craig's with care. They are interpretations, not diagnoses, observations from a colleague who cares deeply. In moments of public crisis, narratives can spiral into blame or oversimplification. Craig's reported intent seemed to be the opposite, to foster understanding, to encourage viewers to see more than a composed anchor delivering updates, to see a daughter navigating unimaginable uncertainty while carrying decades of learned resilience. Whether Nancy would recognize or even agree with this characterization is unknowable. What is visible is a family in distress and a community hoping for resolution. Compassion, not conjecture, is what serves best right now, waiting for answers. As deadlines approach and negotiations unfold, the public waits for developments in Nancy's case. But alongside that external investigation is an internal story. One about identity, upbringing, and the ways love shapes us long into adulthood. Craig Melvin's reflections don't change the facts of the disappearance. They don't alter the urgency of bringing Nancy home safely. What they offer is context, a reminder that strength can be inherited, that composure can be learned, and that even the strongest people may be carrying invisible weight. Savannah Guthrie is not only fighting for her mother's return, she's navigating the echoes of a lifelong bond under the harshest spotlight imaginable. And sometimes, understanding that bond helps us see the human beneath the headline.